Hi, you're watching Floyd Steinberg's YouTube channel. Today, let's install Windows on a Raspberry Pi and see how this performs as a music workstation or synth. Here we go. So, Windows on ARM has been around for some time, but you can't just download it from anywhere. Enter the open source community and on the webpage worproject.ml you can download an app which will take your Windows on ARM ISO and create a bootable SD card from that. And so download the imager from the downloads page and then go to guides, getting Windows images page, and the page suggests two other pages to get your ISOs from. For me the second one worked, and let's go there. And on that page select as type Windows final version and then the version feature update to Windows 10. Take the uppermost entry in that list because that will be the newest one, and then select your desired language and the Windows 10 Home Edition, and the download type should be ISO compiler in one-click command file. Now on the right side, click on the first link in that list and confirm all the security questions your browser might throw at you. And once downloaded, double-click that command file, and this will now download Windows 10 directly from Microsoft's update service. The creators of the script claim this is perfectly legal, but I guess you shouldn't rely on that. The script will run for a very long time. It took me around 4 hours to complete, and after it's done, you will find an ISO file in the same directory as that script. And now unzip that WOR archive you also downloaded previously and launch the WOR.exe file found in it, and insert a fast SD card into your PC and run all the steps the app is asking you to run, specifying the location of the ISO file and the SD card in your process. The app will then create a bootable SD card for you, which again will take some time, so be patient. And also make sure you follow the update instructions for your Raspberry 4 or 400. And once that is done, insert the SD card into your Raspberry Pi and turn it on. And I must admit, seeing the Windows boot and setup screen was somewhat strange on the Raspberry Pi. Walk through that process, which again will take a long time, and finally you'll be on the Windows desktop. Now, Microsoft has developed that 32-bit x86 emulator for some years now, and it will run all of your favorite programs just fine as long as they're 32-bit programs. So for our example today, let's run some tests using Reaper, the digital audio workstation, Valhalla Supermassive, which is a free and awesome delay plugin, and TAL Noisemaker. And yeah, let's see how they perform. But first, I needed to install my MIDI and audio hardware, and I'm glad to report all of those installed flawlessly, a thing at which Windows excels. I'm using my Zoom H5 as an USB audio interface here, and you should be able to plug in your audio hardware without any problems too. I guess you can call that a PowerPoint for this operating system. Now, one note on latency. In order to get the best results, install the ACO4All driver and make sure to select it as your audio driver in your DAW. Then try to reduce the buffer size. Low size means low latency, but also more stress on the CPU. Okay, so one of the most common questions I get on these setups is, what about audio latency? So let's try that today. I'm using my guitar with a split output cable, and one end will go directly into my audio recorder while the other end will go into my DAW, and then from the DAW into my audio recorder. And I will record both simultaneously, and then you will hear the latency of the digital audio workstation signal. Here we go. So my setup here is two instances of TAL Noisemaker, one DR909 drum plugin, one instance of TL Chorus, one MDA e-piano, and an audio track. And I'm playing and recording one of the tracks live, while you can take a look at the CPU stress level in the task manager. And be aware, this is all running inside an Intel emulator that Windows 10 is using while encountering, Windows 32-bit apps.
Don't know how we got here and how long we will stay. Got to keep on moving every day. Eyes are wide and open in the light of day. Prepared for anything that comes our way. What am I supposed to see here? Where am I supposed to be? Is this real or just imagination? Or maybe somewhere in between? Halfway through the journey, some questions arose to me, like how did I get here? Is this where I'm meant to be? Is this a sign of the times, or my mind playing tricks on me? Am I wrong or right, or somewhere in between? And what am I supposed to see here? Where am I supposed to be? Is this real or just imagination? Or maybe somewhere in between?
Yeah, I'm sorry this track was a little bit clippy, but that happened while I pre-recorded the vocal tracks on another machine. And okay, to be honest, I just left this in so I can pull off this Microsoft pun. So, what's the conclusion here? In one short sentence, if you need to have a small, portable and stable solution to run VST plugins on using Windows on ARM, on the Raspberry Pi, for example, is currently your best option, as Microsoft's seamless x86 emulator is certainly impressive and reliable. I counted some plugins that couldn't run. For example, the EM Voice Singer plugin didn't work and some setup programs would not work, but I could work around this by just copying the DLL file into the correct folder. Also, be aware that this system totally lacks the thrill and the excitement of Linux "what challenges will this throw at me today" attitude. So you could say it's just another day at the office. Yeah, and that's it for today. I hope you found this interesting and useful, and if you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the comments down below. I'll try to answer them. And as always, thanks for watching, and see you again very, very soon. Bye bye.